My name's Howard Shrobe. People usually call me Howie. I'm a principal research scientist here at CSAIL, and I work in the areas of cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. So I work in cybersecurity and often use AI techniques to work on that area. This involves ideas like building systems that can model the way attackers think about attacks using AI planning technology, and then using that in the context of various kinds of defenses we build. It also involves fundamental work on new architectures that are inherently secure. And from the AI side, I'm currently working in a new project which is focused on what cognitive psychologists call theory of mind. That is the ability to model what other people are thinking about. Cybersecurity is a very rough area because it's fundamentally involved in conflict with other planning and intelligent beings. So we're trying to make systems safe and secure, but the attacker is also creative. This is very different than when you're trying to engineer for safety, where you're worried about natural failure modes. Nature does not collaborate, whereas attackers do. And so you have to think about defenses that don't involve simply using redundancy. On the AI side, the challenge is that, if we're trying to model how other people think, the first sub-problem is, how do people think at all? And although AI has been very successful in recent years, on the cognitive side, we still have major challenges to attack, and that's one of those. So if you go back, maybe 10 years ago, we were just at the beginning of seeing this becoming a major threat. Today, we have seen actual attacks that have disabled power grids, for example, in Ukraine. Twice that was done. The city of Kiev was turned off by cyber means. We're seeing widespread use of ransomware against governments and other large organizations. So what looked like a potential threat maybe 10 years ago, or maybe even a little more, is now a real threat. It's something we have to deal with day to day. Of course, in this election year, we're talking about it all the time in terms of, can we trust our own elections? So that landscape has changed completely. The degree of technology we've developed for defense has also increased, but the attackers, I think, have gained capability faster than we're gaining defensive capability. One of the things that makes CSAIL relatively unique is our breadth and depth. We always talk about the depth of the research done here, and that's true. But the other thing is, we're just a huge lab, and we cover almost every area of computer science. And so being in this environment is special, because no matter what you might be interested in, and that's often something you hadn't thought you were going to be interested in, there's somebody here who is a world-class expert in that. And usually it's pretty easy to start a collaboration when there's a good opportunity. So for me, that's one of the really important parts of being here.